joining to help us with that, Amy Cassandra Martinez. You've got the news for us, and I'm super, super pumped about this one because I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan. So what we got?
Oh, really? Well, that's great to hear.
Spoilers.
Yeah, so we have spoilers. Ta-da, here it is. Look at it. It's gorgeous. I love these graphics. Look at them. Wait. Yes, that was right.
No,
yeah,
other
right
way.
there.
Other way. Other way. You're
Nope.
pointing it the wrong way. Definitely the wrong corner.
Look,
I've
if I
screwed
do
it up.
this, one of them will be right. Okay, so we have a new Assassin's Creed setting that's basically going to feature the Viking Age. We did get a trailer. Yeah, we got a trailer yesterday. But Boss Logic actually tweeted a few days ago saying, I had the opportunity to work on one of my favorite video game franchises this year, and I'm excited to finally share this with you. It's gorgeous. When I was looking at graphics from it, I was like, is this a movie? This does come out holiday 2020. So it's right around the corner. I mean, we're already in May. So, yeah. Do you guys like Vikings? Yeah. Holiday 2020. Mm-hmm.
I mean, the thing that I'm super stoked about is that as the Assassin's Creed franchise and Ubisoft always do such an amazing job being accurate to the time in history. It's always very well researched. In fact, so well researched that a lot of people use it for educational purposes. And I cannot wait to get into Norse
use Age of Empires to help me with my homework, basically, and to learn about Mesopotamia and all that kind of stuff, and the battle formations, phalanx, the armor. Mm-hmm. So I truly do believe that video games does, in some way, indirectly educate you. For me, and I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts in the comments, what is the best Assassin's Creed game to date? Because for me, it was Black Flag. And I'd played all of them.
You're a Black Flag stan.
Oh, it's so good. Like the sea shanties when you hit the water, I just absolutely loved it. And it kind of broke up enough to have like land battles and naval battles. Like it just provided enough. When I did Odyssey, we jumped back in the ship. But for me, Odyssey, even though I love ancient Greece and I love what it's all about, and I've learnt and studied about it, I felt that it was a little bit grindy and it was the same. Like for some reason it was just not as adventurous with what to do. And I'm not a completionist when it comes to these because there's a lot of there's a lot of running off music.
I was going to say, does the open world structure drive you crazy?
I don't mind it so much because you'll unlock portions and then it's quite easy. Like when you have the towers, you unlock the maps. It's basically, I don't know who did it. I think Assassin's Creed did it first, and then Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War like just took that and ran. But I really like that way of discovering a map and having portions unlocked for you. Hell, Breath of the Wild even did it as well with the towers. So I'm super pumped for Vikings because I think it's going to be a lot like the TV show. And I kind of have been doing a True Blood rewatch, which is super uncomfortable because a lot of my now friends are in that, and a lot of
and you get to see them naked.
Yeah, it's weird, guys. It's weird. I have had to make a few phone calls to be like, I am sorry for
seeing you in the nude. I'm never sorry for seeing Joe Manganiello in the nude. Just for the record. I know. Do you know him in real life? I know he does a lot of stuff with like tabletop RPGs. I've never met him in real life. I was in an elevator with him once at Comic-Con and I lost my mind.
Yeah, no, he's so nice as well, but he's like massive. He's a massive geek.
And a massive human. Like his shoulders are so big, but like anytime I see him in anything, I unfortunately for him, he could have an Oscar-winning performance in a movie, and I'd still be like, "What up, Alcide? How you doing, Alcide?"
I'm Magic Mike. Are you kidding me here? So I did a set visit for Magic Mike, the second movie, and Sofia Vergara was on set. She was kind of like turning around to all us journalists, being like, "That's my man," and I was like, "Woo, well done."
Good for you.
But it was his turn to do like this dance kind of performance. And he did one take and it was like, a lot. He had to throw this girl sort of around him. And then all of a sudden, like he kind of went off and he was like that. And then we didn't see him for like 2 or 3 hours. He ripped his bicep. And I like saw it happen. Anyway, I've played with him. My weekly game at D&D that we had, all of a sudden this giant walks in and I was like, "Hello, Joe." And it's a really funny story that I love telling because my character at that particular time, I built out and fleshed out her backstory so much, where she's an assassin and she like, you know, went through this shadow guild and it was like all this thing to survive. And so she had a real survivalist mentality. And so every time we made camp or went to a tavern, I'd be like, "Peace, I'm going to make some money." And they're like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "She's gorgeous. She knows that it's a weapon. It's 30 gold pieces if you want to tumble. And this is how I make some gold." And I kind of just saw it as a business structure. Anyway, of course, Joe sets up his character, you know, Arkan the Dragonborn. It's very famous at this stage. And the DM is like, all right, so you're at your camp. You set up camp. And the whole team look at me and they're like, don't do it. And I was like, I have to. So, Arkan the Dragonborn, 30 gold pieces if you want to tumble. And he, in character, was like, what race are you? And I'm like, I put the wood in Wood Elf. And he goes, I've never been with a Wood Elf before. And my whole team were like, oh my God, stop it. And my DM was like, inspiration, because she didn't break character. Like, that's what her character would have done. And so that kind of moment, I was just like, afterwards, I was like, do I let Sophia know that I'm sorry? Like, obviously this is just it's a role-playing game, but yeah, I'm blushing. That was my fun moment.
Anyway, kind of had a tumble with Joe Manganiello.
30 gold pieces, baby! And in D&D coins, that's pretty good. Like, you can buy a horse for 75.
See, folks, anything can happen in Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh.
My character now, though, she doesn't touch anyone. Like, it's not something that I, like, use D&D to kind of, like, you know, light that fire. Not at all. Most of my characters, I played a wizard and she was like Hermione and she, like, couldn't rob anyone or take anything bad. She had to protect everybody. It was very arduous to play. But there you go.
Hilarious.
But this kind of conversation leads into what I am playing at the moment. So there is a bit of a segue. But, Trish, are you going to be playing this game? Are you going to be doing Vikings?
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. I loved Odyssey. Every time I got to Sparta kick as Cassandra, I was like, yes, Sparta kick. I enjoyed it immensely. I was really into
You finished it?
feeding people to sharks.
Sharks were kind of scary.
The sharks were cool, and I love ancient Greece too. I'm a big classical language nerd, like Latin and Greek, so that appealed to me on many levels. I loved Odyssey, and yeah, I can't wait to get into Norse mythology in the Assassin's Creed style. I'm down.
I have to have a word to Matt when he comes back, because I used a lot of Latin in Dungeons and Flagons to kind of like deliver hints. And of course, you know, the first character that they meet is Lady Ursa. And he's like, Ursa, that's bear in Latin. And I was like, fuck. You're not supposed to get that. They're like, you're not supposed to know that. And
Matt
you're like,
Lieberman, how dare you know Latin?
yeah, like wrecked the whole thing for me. So I'm going to have a word with him about that, because I was like, buddy, like, I would never expect anyone to know Latin like that.
That is hilarious. That is hilarious. All right. So, Amy, thank you so much for what's going off. Let's move into what Maude and Trisha are playing. Let's see what we got.
Whoa. There's for the first time in a little while, there's been a few that I could talk about.
There have been. Hold on one second, and there we go. Got it.
Okay.
So, we've got a bunch of different stuff here. Of course, my girl Tifa's in the middle because I'm still playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't know about you, Maude. I'm definitely still on that. But what are you playing?
I'm actually struggling with Final Fantasy at the moment. Some of the portions just are a little bit tricky, and I can't really just do my hack and slash, which I'm so used to doing. So, yeah, I have to be in a mood to play it now. But I am playing tabletop games, even though we're in lockdown. I mean, I used to do it, we'd all be together, it was a lot of fun like that, but I have moved to Roll20 to play my weekly Dungeons and Dragons game that I am now DMing. It's a very new game that I'm playing with Robert Buckley, who you guys may know from like One Tree Hill. He was in iZombie playing Major. He's an actor that I met at Comic-Con about 6 years ago, and we've kind of stayed friends ever since, which was really great. And he's been very desperate to play, and he hit me up and he's like, we had a DM, it didn't work out. Do you know anyone? Like, we'll pay someone to DM games for us. Do you know who would do it? And I was like, dude, me. And I was like, don't pay me. Like, I want to do this. And so we've been playing on Roll20, which can be a little clunky, and I'm learning it all for the first time. But I tell you what, if you are in a D&D group, you do something good for your DM, because it is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Are you doing 5th edition?
5th edition, and I am doing this campaign. So the good part about like this is from the D&D Essentials kit, which you can also buy on Roll20. Big heads up though, it is not the newest mod. It is a completely different campaign. Some of it overlaps, a lot of it doesn't, so that's going to be a little bit difficult. but it very, very is good. Very, very is good.
It's very good.
It's very, very is good. First time DMers, because it's basically instructional, where it's like it's done all the thinking for you. It's got all the campaigns and the quests all written out. It's got the maps. It's got like, you know, how many, who the enemies are and how many you should have to adapt. It's very, very easy in that regard, but to actually import maps and to build out it in Roll20 is really, really difficult. And one of the times when we were all together, I had to get gridded sort of paper and I had to draw the cave with, oh my God, it was so tragic. I am not gifted in that regard at all. But that game has been going really well. But a second night a week, I'm playing Harry Potter board game with my mates Kyle Newman, who I played D&D with, who was witness to my Dragonborn moment. And I play the tabletop game Galaxy of Crime, which used to be weekly on Geghead, Freddie Prinze Jr.'s Twitch channel.
Got it. Now, the Harry Potter game that you're playing, are you playing the deck building game?
It is. So it's called Hogwarts Battle of Hogwarts, I believe. You can get it for about $50 at Target, but it is a deck building game. It seems super complicated at first, but I have the best teacher, Deborah Ann Wall, who is also in True Blood, and she was in Daredevil. She has done an amazing job by importing the game, scanning all the components and putting into Roll20. So she technically has the game, and we would be playing it in the same room if we could, but because of lockdown, she's been brilliant about that. And I think we've had the blessing from Hogwarts, the board game company as well, which is so great. But we're all getting together. I'm playing as Ron, not a surprise to anyone. She's playing as Hermione, and Kyle is playing as Neville Longbottom. And you can purchase using these galleons, I guess, spells and items, and then you can collect allies as well, like Hagrid, Molly Weasley, and everyone has abilities where you kind of earn money so you can buy those cards, and then you can also cast spells so that you can attack like Death Eaters and enemies, and then you can also heal because you lose hearts as well.
Right.
Really hard to try and explain. Super challenging. Like super challenging. This isn't something that you can get through the whole time, but there's 7 years, and I think we're up to halfway through year 3.
Yeah, there's 7 years, and I would say plan 1 year for each sitting, roughly. And don't try to get through more than that. I mean, if you blast through the first year, and I actually have played a bit of that game. That game, I think, is harder the more people you have playing.
Yeah, so we've only got 3, and we've decided that was really good because I think it's a max of 4. But I'll play some Harry Potter music while we're playing. Like, it's just been absolutely fantastic. I've been thoroughly enjoying it. Yeah. So that's what I've been playing, D&D and Harry Potter Battle of Hogwarts. Hogwarts Battle.
Yay! So I have been playing Final Fantasy VII a ton. I am playing it dressed as Tifa on this Twitch channel, and it's been crazy. But that game is so long. I'm gonna be like, and also Final Fantasy VII, like every week on this show for a month and a half, I'm sure. But the thing that I brought up to play, which you can see featured right over here, is Jackbox Party Pack, which a lot of people know Jackbox Party Pack. Anyone that came here from Matt Lieberman's charity stream today has probably been playing some Jackbox Party Pack today. But the reason that I wanted to recommend that for today's playing is because I don't play a lot of that game normally, but while we're all sheltered in place, I am playing a ton of that game because I have a lot of friends in my life that aren't necessarily video game people. And I have a lot of friends in real life that, you can only have so many Zoom and wines before you're like, I'm kind of over just having a glass of wine over Zoom for an hour all the time.
House Party was doing really well because you could have trivia and you can play games in like a hangout capacity.
Exactly, and only one person needs to own the game. So if you're using Zoom or Google Meet or Skype or anything like that, whoever owns the game can open it up and then just share your screen. And then everyone else on the call uses their phone to put in their answers. And it's a way you can have a virtual game night, even with people who aren't necessarily gamers, and still have a way to do it. And the question I wanted to throw out to chat was if there are any other games that you're currently playing virtually where not everyone needs to own a copy of the game. So that way, if you're jackboxed out, if you have fibbaged and drawfuled and murder partied and that to your heart's content, you just can't do it anymore, you need something else, what do you use? So put that in chat because I would love to hear that. And then we can all share with each other great ways to virtually game online with our friends and family so that we can all be alone but together. That's the plan. That is the plan. All right, moving to Bombs Away Q&A.
What do we got?
Hi. Okay, so this question is from our Patreon. So make sure that you guys are supporting that. So this one's from Adam Tulo. So he asked, what is your favorite style of video game? For example, RPG, RTS, FPS, TCG, puzzle. What is it?
I think Trisha and I have the exact same one. We have so much in common, and we can say it on 3. 1, 2, 3.
RPG. I was like, you're gonna say RPG, and I don't know that would be my favorite.
Do tell.
I knew you were gonna say RPG, so I was like, if we're gonna say it together, I'm gonna say RPG. I love simulation and time management games.
Time management games.
Yes.
Yes.
I love them. Yes. Anything where I get to play God and like control a city, I'll be like, oh, I'm just starting Frostpunk at 6 p.m. Oh, I'm sorry, is it 4 o'clock in the morning? How did that happen? Like, that is the time hole.
Can you give me 3 of those games? Sims, yes.
Sims, Frostpunk, SimCity, any of Animal Crossing would probably be considered a simulation game or time management game. Civilization, Anno 1800. Like, there's a ton of them. Roller Coaster Tycoon, if you want to throw it back into the day. But anything where it's like, I need to plan out a thing, and then, oh, this area is not working. Let me just adjust this here. Oh, let me just adjust. Hold on, I'm going to pause time while I redesign this. Okay, time in. Things are moving too slow, and I think I've got it set up well, so fast forward for a few hours. Okay, I see where my plan went awry. Let me just, and it's just that for hours.
Yeah, okay, I get that. I mean, I'm obviously having problems with some components of that with Animal Crossing. Like, I just want the garden to move itself at this stage. I don't want to have to be responsible for it. But I did have this breakthrough moment recently where I was, again, like watching something, playing on my Switch and playing a game on my iPad. And I was like craving The Sims. And I was like, man, how come The Sims needs a mobile app stat? And so I went onto the App Store and I looked at The Sims, and there is a Sims mobile game. And you bet your butt straight away I built a character, Maude. She's already like 3 careers into her barista career, while her roommate is now becoming a chef. And like, I was just so into that straight away. Yeah,
I couldn't get into the Sims mobile game because it was too much like pay or wait. And I hate that in a mobile game. I just can't.
Same. It was like, do you want to watch this ad? It's only 10 seconds and it's not 3 30-second ads. And I was like, fool me once, shame on me. But as far as I'm concerned, RPG games, you say you like time management games. I like time suck games. I am talking 100 hours to finish it. Witcher 3, all the Dragon Age games, yes, including 2. I'll play it. Mass Effect games. I do prefer fantasy RPG games, but those big open world explorative games with super great character developments and you have a team and you can build relationships with them, yes.
Do you play Pillars of Eternity and Divinity Original Sin?
I have them both. I think the tabletop kind of like sandbox-ish kind of the
isometric view, is that what you're talking about, where it's kind of like a top down but not exactly, it's like quarter down?
Yes, it's a lot like Baldur's Gate, and I just struggled with that. I would much prefer a third person view, and I can actually see where I'm going in the map instead of like group cluster, in a way. Got it. But then again, I smashed out Diablo 3 again. Yes, I say a Diablo. I know it's Diablo, but I say Diablo. That's just
Diablo.
It's Diablo. Twitch, do we have any questions out there from the Twitch Dragon Riders? If you know, get it on in there with question all in caps so we can definitely see it. Amy is searching chat now.
I am searching.
Diablo is amazing. Agreed. Satoshi Shiba says, what's the Patreon? Patreon.com/geekbomb, baby.
That's it. $5, $10, $40, $80, and there's different perks, and they're pretty cool. The Discord community is great, and we've now officially announced as the after show for Nerdist Book Club. So for half an hour after every show, we have a personalized Q&A that we can jump on a call and talk. It's really cool.
And I see that GK Gamer Fan, thank you so much for being amazing, made a command Geek Bomb, that will automatically pop up the Geek Bomb YouTube and Patreon, as well as Maude and Amy's Twitter links. So command Patreon right there in chat. You got it. Thank you, GK. You're amazing.
Also, can we just take a second to appreciate the camera that I have right now? I'm looking at it, and it's night and day from the other one that I had.
It's beautiful. It looks really good.
We have a question. We have a Twitch question. Yay. Okay. So this one is from the Catnip Ninja. If you made a video game of your life, what kind of game would it be?
That would be like a Sims time management game for sure. Hey, you have to choose one and do it successfully. Love life, career, or social life.
All
Guess
of
which
the
one-
above, baby. Stardew Valley it.
I like Stardew Valley a lot.
Yeah.
Except I missed harvesting one of the vegetables needed to unlock the thing in the community hall.
Yeah.
And I had to wait a year until I could complete that.
Yeah.
So every time I logged on, I was just filled with regret of bad gameplay for me. I blamed me. But yeah, I like
everyone
Stardew
is
Valley.
loving your better camera, by the way, Maude.
Yes.
Yes.
What am I gonna? This bloody thing here. Yeah, $200, and it just mucked my computer up.
Didn't do. What are you using now?
My inbuilt one on the computer.
Hilarious.
What?
Hilarious. All right, well, thank you to the Geek Bomb Patreon, Geek Bombers, and to the Twitch Dragon Riders for the question. We will do more Q&A after watching and after reading, but this has been playing. Thank you guys for watching.